Okay, let's take a look at Captain Carter. She is the next upcoming season pass card, okay? And her ability reads ongoing. Add this card's power to your back row cards here. Can't add to itself. Now, she is interesting. He doesn't exactly like some of the new season pass cards are kind of archetype defining rather, or whatnot. She doesn't exactly scream that per se, but at the same time, ongoing this card, add this card's power to your back row cards here. Can't add to itself. But at the same time, even though it's not a brand new archetype like activate or banish type stuff, brand new activate, brand new banish, just brand new archetype type game changing things. At the same time, it kind of is if you think about it. Because back row. Back row hasn't mattered too much in Marvel Snap. Technically, yes, the order does matter in Marvel Snap. It has always mattered in Marvel Snap. But at the end of the day, you usually don't have to pay attention to your back row at all because honestly, other than the initial order of placing the cards and maybe some ordering like with stuff like misery and what have you, order mattered. But for the most part, stuff in the front row and back row didn't matter. Now, I will tell you though, when they talk about back row, they actually mean the two cards in the back, not on your opponent's side, on your side specifically for this, okay? Now, when I say your side specifically, like the four cards in the spot, the two in the front are front row, and then the other two are back row. Okay, so that's how it works with that. Now, it said she can't add to herself, or rather, can't add to itself. So, the thing is that she cannot add power to herself. Like, let's say she's in the back row, she can't add 3 power or 6 power or whatever, because it says add this card's power. It doesn't say add 2 or add 1 or add 3 for that matter, since she is a 4-3 as of right now. It says add this card's power. So I guess in like a buff deck, maybe a deck buff or hand buff, maybe both. I mean, I can potentially see her in what is it called? Galacta style decks. But with that said, she is a 4-3. She's kind of expensive. So I feel like she would be best in, maybe a Zabu deck, and if you could get her out on 10-3, because she powers up the back row. That means ideally you want her to be the first to cut, or second. First or second card. You don't want her to be the third or fourth card, because the third or fourth card, those go in the back row, and she already established that she can't power herself up. Worst case scenario, she is one of the cards in the back row. She still powers up the other card in the back row, so I guess it's not the end of the world. Like, let's say Galacta does get used, gives her 3 more power, so she all of a sudden had 6 power, but she gets put in the back row. That's not too bad. Also, I'm curious about her. I mean, in theory, she could still work with Brood, just not in the way that most people would think. Because in theory, she can be the second card, which makes Brood the third card. Brood would only make 1 Broodling, but in theory that should be a stronger Broodling because of the fact that Captain Carter is ongoing, but maybe it won't. I'm not really sure how Broodling reads that, if they read ongoing power-ups like that or not, but yeah, I guess we'll see. And she did 4-3, so again, there's not really much combo with cards like Moonstone or whatnot. Now, in theory, Mystique can turn into her, but I don't know what big upside that provides. Maybe in like a Surfer deck, Mystique could become her, then Surfer powers up Mystique and technically powers up the back row as well. I don't really know, but in order to pull that off, you would have to play Captain Carter on turn 4, then Mystique on turn 5. But the thing, do you really want to Mystique the Captain Carter? I mean, usually Surfer decks want to, if they're playing Mystique, usually want to Mystique a Wong, so that Wong can go for Iron Man. Yeah, not Iron Man. Go for Surfer. Yeah. But then again, thinking about it, Surfer decks do tend to run magic, right? So, in theory, magic could be the answer. Magic would provide an extra turn. So on turn 4, you could play Captain Carter. Turn 5, you could play Mystique. Turn 6, you could play Surfer. And then turn 7, you could play Absorbing Me. So technically, because you're doing Surfer twice, you're giving Mystique 4 power, which means you're giving whatever back row Mystique is in 4 power, and you're giving Captain Carter, well, you're not giving her additional power, but you are giving whatever is in her back row an extra 3 power. So, I can see potential. But let me know what you guys think. And feel free to let me know any crazy combos you guys think might arise from this. I don't know why I immediately went the Mystique Surfer route. Maybe I'm being stubborn with that whole line. Let me know that. Comment section below. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.